Can you hear me, Jack? Hey, how are you? Doing well, man. You can see me and hear me, yes? You yes, that's me. How's it going? So your first thing Sunday morning. So you're skipping church and your Bible study group in order to meet with me. That's very flattering. Very flattering. So tell me about your publication a little bit, will you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Awesome. Yep. Uh-huh. Excellent. How did it's three or four of you who are in different places in the world? Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Cool. I live in Colorado, which is in the Rocky Mountains. It is mountainous, precisely. But they're not that rocky. They're mostly tree covered at this point. Exactly. They didn't have irony back then when the name was invented for the Rocky Mountains. Well, it all started because I was going on to the chat roulette website and I wasn't really thinking forward to making videos and posting them publicly. And I was certainly not thinking forward to becoming well known. I didn't even think of it. And I was just doing it for my own amusement. But I found that I'm not always a very comfortable performer. And so I found that if I disguise my identity, I could be more free in my performance and feel more comfortable making an ass of myself in some cases and singing because I don't really consider myself a natural singer. I can be a comedy. Well, thank you, man. But I'm a good comedy singer, but I aspire to be like, I mean, my heroes of singing are people like Tom York from Radiohead and Jeff Buckley and Rufus Wainwright and these people with these very, very skilled, high range voices. And previously I had been trying to sing their songs and sounding bad doing it. And so then all of a sudden I started singing my own funny music and I found that my voice worked quite well for that because I sang what was natural and comfortable for me. Anyway, I've gotten off topic already, but I put the costume on so that I could feel more loose and free. Like you can picture the band Kiss is able to be very uninhibited in their expression because they're not really taking personal responsibility for it. And right. And that had never occurred to me prior to this. I had never thought, I don't dress up, I don't costume myself very much in normal life. I haven't even dressed up for Halloween for the last 15 years or so. And so I went on chat roulette. Exactly. I guess so. Is that a national? That's an international phenomenon, yes? You call it something different. Okay. Oh, really? Yes. Meaning they go to each other's houses or they have parades or what happens? Excellent. 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 Dude, that's right. So Halloween costumes, disguises. So once I went on chat roulette and made these videos, I recorded some of my interactions with people, and then once I was ready to post it publicly, I just said, "Well, this is an interesting twist because now I'm going to post all this material of me dressed in a costume." And so I made up a name for the character, and it just seemed appropriate. It felt right in my mouth when I thought about what the character looked like, and posted the video, and then it became really popular, and all of a sudden I was in this funny position of having an assumed identity and going on to national website of videos and becoming well known, international even. And so that was somehow I've become well known as another character, which is fascinating. I never would have predicted or expected that in my life. I just love the fact that I get to do both. It's incredible, and it won't last forever. But right now, I get to I get to have somewhat rock star moments online, and occasionally when I go to an event or do a live performance. But then, if as soon as I take off the costume, I can walk down the street tomorrow morning in my own town, and nobody will ever guess who I am. I've never had somebody approach me and say, "Hey, are you Merton?" So I must just look very different. No, they have no lenses in them. It's very convenient. It makes it so I can scratch my eyes if I have to. It was absolutely spontaneous. A friend of mine came over. I did a couple nights on chat roulette by myself, wearing basically sunglasses and a baseball hat and looking very different, and doing only requests for people. And so they would ask, and I wouldn't even sing them. I wasn't ready to sing yet. And so they would name a song, and I would play a piano version of the song, and all instrumental. And a good friend of mine came over. A friend of mine came to my house, and I said, "Well, look at this material I've recorded where I'm playing requests for people." And he said, "Well, that's very cool. It's very interesting, but he said it's a little boring, and what you might want to do is sing." And he said, "You're a pretty funny guy. You should try singing, making up funny songs, because when we hang out, you do stuff like that." And it really had never occurred to me to try to do it publicly before. And so he coaxed me that night. He said, "Let's do it right now. Set up the computer." And he said, "Why don't you put that hoodie on?" And he said, "I have these glasses." And I put on some headphones that are just purely functional at the beginning so that I could hear what you're saying very well, even though I was playing piano at the same time. And so it just fell together. 10 minutes later, I was on chat roulette wearing this getup. And the first night, a bunch of really interesting magical things happened. So we stuck with that idea and the character and everything.